Well, hello, everybody. Welcome back. Episode 59 was brought to you by us right here at Highline Tattoo, the 27th Hour Podcast, the Highline Tattoo Fab. Okay, I'm just being silly. We just had my daughter on, Serina. Check this episode out. It's she's such a cool kid, man. She's having our grandbaby. She's gonna be a new mother, expecting mother. She's got a lot of interesting things happening in her life with her music career and with just check it out. You guys know. Thanks for checking all of our stuff out, guys. We really appreciate each and every one of you. And keep your eyes on us. Thanks, guys. Welcome. You're listening to the 27th Hour with Junior
and Dre Rocker.
Get ready, strap in, and hang on. Okay, we're on the right track. So you good? You guys find the demographic. Welcome back to the show. Guess who's back? We chimed right in with Erica talking, my wife. It's beautiful. Honey, we're starting the show. Can I help you with something? That was funny. I hope, don't you take that out.
Bullied.
Everybody, this is Serina.
Hello.
Hello, Serina.
Hi.
Wait, you're my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
Well,
you looked familiar.
And your mom's daughter.
Yes.
You're our child. You're our child.
The oldest. And the only girl.
And you have a whole bunch of cool stuff to tell me. Your life has taken.
Do.
That's why we had you on today. Your life has like taken a fucking crazy ride.
I don't
like several
feel like
things.
It's that drastic.
I think it's
but
cool.
I'm
It's
excited
really
about
cool.
it. I think it's the beginning of a lot of really cool things.
Let's
I'm
hear it.
excited about it.
Talk to me.
I guess it technically starts with finding out I was pregnant, because that's really where like the shift started, and it's.
Wait a minute. That makes us grandparents?
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
Guys. What?
Nobody fucking told me this. What's going on?
That's fucking great. No, you wouldn't. We were trying to keep it kind of like low key. You were the reason why we couldn't.
Sorry.
There's no way you forgot anything.
I'm excited.
I'm excited that you're excited. It made it a lot easier on me to be excited.
I think I'm ready for a grand whatever it is. But
Child of some sort.
I think you're the only one in the world that knows. I think your moms have good intuition too.
I think so.
But
too.
now you're a mom, technically.
I feel
So
like
what's
a
your
half
intuition?
mom,
What do you
'cause
feel? What
I
is
don't
it?
know. Pregnancy's weird. I don't know.
You can't tell.
I knew I was pregnant before like I got a test done. Like I knew probably when I was only 2 weeks in, because we found out I was 5 weeks. I was really early when we found out. But I wasn't feeling. I was just like something feels weird. I don't.
You can
feel
tell.
right? Yeah. It was just And the way I described it to my friend Code, I was like, just one day it was like, there's a disturbance in the force. Like I feel there's something
Well put.
off. But yeah, and it's funny because the pregnancy test, like normally you have to wait like 3 minutes. I peed on it and then go do my thing and then go to get up. They were positive before I even got off the toilet. So like really strong.
Right there? Just what did you do? What was were you like what was that feeling?
It was.
That's got to be the most intense.
Probably my face right now was like, because I can remember it was like, I don't know. There really wasn't a way to put it into words. It was just really surreal, especially because I had been thinking about it for so many weeks and that I was right. I was just kind of like, well, fuck.
So it probably wasn't a big shocker. It was like,
well,
I kind of was feeling this. Something was
the weird thing about it is I've been getting signs because, I don't know if I've ever said this on this show, but if people listen to mine or if they know me, they would know. But I dabble in like spirituality and like some witchcraft stuff. And so in that comes tarot readings. And for the past year and a half, I've gotten so many readings from multiple different creators, like even stuff that I've given my own because I give myself readings. And there's been so many signs of like, it's coming, like your time is coming. And like, it was like, I was trying to be prepared. Like somebody was trying to prepare me.
It was they were telling you
that
you were having gonna have a child? Or just something was changing?
No, that I was going to have a child soon. And like, to get that specific in tarot doesn't happen very often. Like obviously the fertility card, fertility doesn't have to be just about being pregnant. It can be fertile in life and abundant. But like it was very much coming across like, no, like you're going to have a baby. And I remember a couple years ago, I had a reading that stuck out to me really hard because this woman was talking about how whoever was watching had a loss of a child, and that soul is still meant for you, and they're just kind of waiting until the time is right, and then like you guys will be together. Like this happened for a reason. And so the fact that I had a miscarriage and I wouldn't have wanted to have a child with that man, and then to now be in such a different spot where I'm grateful for the person that I'm having a child with. It's crazy. It's all really weird. And I don't know, like the night before I found out, I have this journal entry. I thought about sharing it on my show, but
you may as well do it here.
I don't have my journal.
Damn it.
I don't have it. But I was basically saying that I could feel that there was a really big shift coming, and I had no idea what that entailed, but that I was ready for it, and that I felt like I was prepared. And then literally the next day, found it all out. There's a storm brewing, like tonight. Like it was, yeah. And I love rain, so like the name that we're choosing is like rain will be involved. So yeah.
You haven't said the name. She hasn't said the name. You haven't told anybody the name.
You guys already have.
Okay, so that's okay.
I mean, you can. I don't know if that's for sure what we're doing, since we still have so much time and we still don't know if it's even for sure a girl. But
that's a cool name.
Indica Rain.
Yeah. I think that's a dope ass name.
Indica Rain.
What if it's a guy how do I say that? A male, a boy.
A boy. That'll be okay. Logan will be like slightly disappointed. That's just the reality.
What's the name?
We like Salem for a boy, but I like Salem for a girl too. We like, what was the other one that we liked? Sage.
Sage is cool too.
I like Sage, but not Sage.
He doesn't want a junior. He doesn't want to name his boy after him.
No, we watch too much true crime, and if you are like really fluent in true crime, especially if you watch like Small Town Murder, juniors are like not juniors like this.
Okay, I gotta go. That's a wrap. That's it.
Technically, I guess you are a junior though.
Fucking technically?
You are.
Technically,
no,
bro?
I'm not talking. No, I'm
like,
not talking about.
So a junior.
No. Listen, I'm not talking about your first name being junior. I'm talking about.
I know you.
But you still are
and
technically a junior. Yeah,
I'm a junior and a junior and a junior and a junior.
So yeah, some of those people can just be really fucking crazy. So no.
So what are they? We're fucking killers. What was that?
Just psychopaths. I don't
Fuck.
know, man.
I knew it.
There's just a lot of
you. Don't think you're you gotta be you are a psychopath. Look at the machine you just built over there.
I feel like sociopath would be he would gear more towards that.
You think I'm a sociopath?
No, I don't actually.
Thank you, sweetheart.
If we were hypothetically saying if you were to be anything, it would be more sociopathic than a psychopath.
She's so there. I love it. So you kindly let me down. It's like half a kick in the nuts. Like it's not like full. It's like no, just kidding.
Just a tap.
I'm teasing you.
Oh, that's fucking great. Sorry, I swear a lot.
You should be so sorry.
Well, you guys.
You weren't raised that way, Serina.
Not at all.
Serina Monique, you were never swore to in this home.
No, never.
We don't swear. We are of the.
That's a fucking
Mother
lie.
Flower.
We are of the no swear. What did you see my new creation?
I know.
Yeah,
it's badass. There's always something different.
Watch
what
it does. I'm gonna light it up. I'm hitting the fog. For those who can't see the fog, that's not my wife.
People need to be watching this on YouTube.
Yeah, check it out, fellas.
You don't have to watch the whole time. You can still listen to it, but this setup's too cool to like not look at.
Takes a couple of shots.
You know what'd be cool is if your dad created you like a dope elephant to put on stage with you.
That would be dope.
With smoke coming out of it.
Oh, that would be fucking cool.
Let's talk. What do you mean? No, he always does this.
Like an elephant.
Well, I mean...
And then I build the shit that he says. You know what would be cool?
So she's a
He'll
dope.
just do it. You learned that in the last one.
Yeah.
He'll just do it.
What?
So she DJs, right? And
Right.
and DJing, it's a performance, and
Right.
there is a lot of cool things that you can do on stage, like having props.
Like
Yeah.
back stuff behind you. Got it.
Yeah, and your thing's an elephant, right? You love the
yeah.
elephant,
Yeah.
but butterflies too. And how cool would it be if you made a dope big ass elephant head that fucking
about it.
blew smoke out of its trunk or something?
Okay, Dre.
Fuck yeah.
That'd be dope.
It's gonna take me 5 months. That's great.
Yeah.
And
Well,
he knows
I don't-
I'll do it.
I don't know at what
That would
point
be
I
cool.
can start being
How the
like,
fuck
hey,
would you
I'm bringing
get
a
there?
prop. I fuck if I know. I have no idea.
Be like, we got the moving crew coming.
It's just,
Because if I build it,
she's just really high maintenance.
if I build it, it'll look like it's gonna be fucking big and heavy and
That would be
make it
dope.
out of foam.
I'm down. Well, once I get to a point where because there is a level to it where Excision, for example, he has his own festivals, and so all of his festivals, so Lost Lands, for example, it's all prehistoric themed. They have the life-size versions of these dinosaurs at this festival. They have he gets to choose, and because he has the funds for it, obviously, but he can really manipulate the experience by choosing what he wants to do for the production. And that's I just started getting asked about that type of stuff from I call him my dadager. He's basically his name's Tim. I'm going to have him on my podcast this week, but he is our friend. He's older than us, so we call him Dad. And he's basically just kind of taking us under his wing, and he manages us basically. That's the whole reason I got booked for a show.
He's in that community and knows that groove.
Yeah, he's very, very much involved, especially in the EDM scene. He's been in the business for 10 years.
Yeah, it's not like you can just, what do you do, hop in your van and start finding these places? You got to know somebody that can get you there. And
it comes with
whatever that's called.
Building, before I was able to start actually doing mixing and I was saving up for a computer, all the things, I studied my favorite artists and their advice and how they came up. And a lot of the really successful people within EDM specifically, it's all built off of genuine friendships, not just connections. Because if you only care about connecting with people for sake of connections and what they can get you, people can see that and it's not genuine. And people like that, pretty much everybody says fizzles out within 3 to 5 years of being in stuff. So I've always focused on just finding my people that I feel like I vibe with, that I want to build a collective with and really make things happen. And I still have so much to learn. And so Tim kind of coming in and helping us in the way he has been a huge game changer. We wouldn't be this far with things if it wasn't for him. Giving myself credit, yes, my abilities, he wouldn't go so hard for us if we didn't have something.
Yeah,
but
for sure.
it also it's an equal balance on both sides, so it's crazy.
It's the same thing with hair. We wouldn't be this without that. Mm-hmm. It's the same thing. It's so cool. And you could do it for sure. Probably
Absolutely.
hard as hell. But
It takes longer.
what? So you're pregnant. Mm-hmm. You're 25, and you're still doing your thing.
Yeah.
You're still you just got back from where? You went to somewhere. Where'd you guys go?
We went to Arizona a few weeks
For you?
ago.
It was for you. Was that for you?
Or are you talking about my show?
Yeah, your
show. I thought you were talking about my trip. Yeah, so I played, it wasn't last weekend.
Salt Lake.
But it was in Salt Lake. It was it's called The Yard.
It started at midnight?
Yeah, after hours.
Dude, we were going to go, but
the EDM community is fucking
Who
poppin'.
starts a show
That's
at
where you
fucking
meet.
midnight?
I feel like that's where all of the artists go and choose to spend their time, because so the Yard does after hour stuff like that. And then there's also a company called Black Void that my boyfriend and I both promote for, and their stuff's after hours too. But we went to a show. It was after Excision, and they did. So there's this thing called a back-to-back, and what that is 2 or more DJs take turns on the decks, usually alternating every like couple songs or something. They had like a quadruple sextuplet back-to-back of all of these big name artists just in this tiny little fucking dive bar in crackhead Salt Lake City. Like,
where
literally.
Is that place? Where's it at?
It's by that park that there used
Gateway?
to be a lot of,
Pioneer?
It might be Pioneer.
4th and 4th?
Yep. Yeah. I think it's down that way.
I've never been there. So it's a big thing? It's a big...
It, like, I mean, they get a decent grip of people, but it's not... It's all... it's kind of like a word of mouth thing. Like, if you know of Black Void or you have friends sharing stuff for Black Void, then you know. But, like, if not, then whatever. And they don't even announce their headliners either. Like, do you guys know what FOMO is? No?
The fear of missing out?
Yeah.
Fucking,
so...
What is that?
Fear of missing out.
Bastard.
It's a thing, man. Like, it works. And I don't blame people because then I hear about who they brought out for stuff and I'm like, God damn it, my pregnant ass is too tired for this, but I can't believe I missed that.
So using it to get their word out? Is that what you're saying? They're
using it as like a way to interest people and make them want to come because if you have no idea who it is and then turns out you find out the next day it was one of your favorite artists, you're gonna be fucking pissed and then you're forever gonna be like, well, I'm gonna fucking go because who knows who they're gonna bring out. So like there's a chance for a lot of connections and a lot of opportunities and just like I don't know. The after hours shows are really different. I like the energy a lot.
Midnight though, we were gonna go.
Yeah, it was hard.
Starts and at midnight we were like,
it kicked my ass. I used to be able to I'm only 25 and I'm already like, fuck, I can't do it.
How long did they let you play?
So I was playing 2 sets. I played my silent disco set at 12:30, so I was opener for that. And since I was opener, there wasn't as many people out there. But at the same time, you got the headphones at the door. So, like, you could be inside where the bar was and stuff and still have the fucking headphones in. And I didn't know that until after. So there's probably a lot more people listening than what I saw than what were outside because it was still kind of hot. So, I mean, and that one was kind of a nice little warm-up of not, like... like once I started actually playing, I was like, okay, like you're fine. And then
how many people you think? I know I've asked 2 questions, but
that's okay. Well, I would say because once I went inside and played my second set was when people were coming in a lot more. I would say a good grip of at least 30 people, like at minimum. I would say no more than 50, if that. And that might be exaggerating it a little bit. I'm bad with that kind of thing, but
and that doesn't even matter. I'm just curious. I'm trying to go there.
It was a good little group just to kind of, I don't know. It was a really good first show, and since there was more people coming in during my set, the further into it got, like, the more hype people were getting. Like, we have a few videos of people just raging, and I had a lot of people come up to me after and just compliment me and ask for my name, and so the response was really awesome, and I was so anxious about it for weeks, just stressed out, and then the second I was done, I was like, wow.
So do you plan the set for it?
So you don't have to. So
you can just have at it up there too. Like,
yeah,
that'd be fucking scary as hell, man.
Yeah,
I would fuck that up bad.
Yeah, you can live mix. You can. So there's the scene, like as far as like being an artist, like there's still some kind of elitist things. Like people will talk shit if you do pre-recorded sets, but like what people think are pre-recorded sets aren't actually what they are. Like,
see, and I didn't even know that. I thought maybe just a plan. Like,
pre-recorded sets is like you genuinely sat at home, recorded this bitch, and then you're playing the recording at your show and then just like fucking pretending with the fucking knobs and shit like you're doing something. That's what a pre-recorded set is. But people hear about artists planning out their sets and they think that's a pre-recorded set. That's not what that is. Most everybody I've seen that's getting back on festival lineups for this year, every single one of them are tweeting about how they're so excited because this set they're planning out is fucking killer. Like, you're going to tell me the biggest names in the game are wrong. Like, and I think there's a time and a place, right? Like, it depends. Like, I think live mixing, it adds an element of shock because, like, even you don't really know what's coming next. So I feel like it would be a lot of fun to do that. But if you're playing, like, a specific kind of show and you really want a specific type of energy, I really like planning out at least my intros and, like, my endings.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's what's really... If people really aren't going to remember a lot, they're going to remember your beginning and end.
Perfect.
So
that's exactly right.
Yeah, so I just think it kind of depends. I played a set that I had planned out since it was my first show, and it was a blast. It was
cool.
Yeah. I wish I would have been a little bit less nervous and, like...
You did fine at the Sky. You totally did fine. Like,
yeah. Well, I was also up in a sound booth, so I didn't really have to be by people or anything.
Down in it.
Mm-hmm.
But do you plan what you do? I'm trying to wrap my head around how that works.
Yeah, I think it's a different culture with like hip hop and top 40 and like, because I go everywhere. I play oldies, I play country. I play to the crowd, so I can't plan out these. I have a library, right? Yeah, I have a whole library.
That's kind of what all I meant with you. Like, as a guy in the crowd, I'm just very curious. I don't know why I have to take everything apart, but because I don't plan anything either. But it's like, I don't know. You have something you can hurry and pull from and mix it right there live. Okay, I thought it was something. I didn't know how that worked.
Definitely for like what Dre was saying, like his type of DJing and like clubbing stuff. Like, it's a whole different type of mixing. It like I don't know how to mix like him like in that way. Like, I'm sure I could like do an easy fade and like not worry about it, but like the way some of the artists mix like within that type of area of music is really cool, and it's something that I don't understand. But then they probably are like, I don't understand how you do that with those robot noises. So
yeah. For sure.
I have fun with it. Like, I have fun with, I mean, more of the top 40 EDM kind of guys, like the Diplos, the Steve Aokis, right? Because
Diplo's getting ripped apart right now, actually, but word.
Is he?
Oh, yeah.
What happened?
I could even Google it to make sure that I'm on point, but I'm pretty sure it had to do with some sort of pretty bad allegations. Hold on, I don't want to misspeak.
I hope it's not rape. I hope it's not rape.
Shit.
It was something like similar, but I'll look it up. But
those guys, they play, they have that type of music where it's crossover, right? So there's some like drum and bass where it just will not work at the bar, you know what I mean? But some, like, I could play like I mean, June, you wouldn't know, but like a Steve Aoki Boneless would go off in the bar, like. So it's really,
and that's all I wondered. Like, you play, that's cool. Like, because that, right? Like, so I go to a concert and I see if something happens and it's obvious someone's lip syncing. It's like, what what?
What are you doing?
You can tell, like, when they walk away from the mic and the fucking it's still happening. I'm like, it crushes you, right?
Just a performer.
But it's like,
that's why I let my needle skip a couple times so they know that I'm really up there doing some shit.
It's such a great show. You're like, do you want a good show? Do you want to be entertained or do you want authentic, right? I don't know.
Uh-huh.
That's why I just wondered how that worked. If you had just...
But, I mean, when you get to a certain level, like
cool.
Like the guys that I mentioned, you can get up there and press play because as long as you're moving your arms and shit, the people don't know. They're looking at the...
Nobody gives a fuck what...
But that's why I was wondering. I'm like, that's a lot of work, dude.
As long as it sounds good to them and they can vibe with it, they don't give a fuck what you're doing until they get on social media a few days later. But that night they were like shaking their ass to it. It's crazy.
So keep it flowing and thumping and sounding good. What did you find what you're looking for?
I did, and I'm kind of glad I brought it up. But I mean, my opinion on this is skewed, and I don't want to talk about it. But Diplo, he's a really big EDM artist, but he's like known mainstream wise too, kind of like Skrillex, like so he's a little bit more so he had a lawsuit against him from It was a sexual assault lawsuit. The woman accused him of coercing her into performing oral sex and filming it against her will, but she dropped the lawsuit less than 10 days before it was supposed to go through. But she was also alleging other things as far as assault, battery, false imprisonment. But I don't know.
Is he a
why
big
it
deal
got
then?
dropped.
Like a big deal?
To some people, I don't
So
really.
it's not your little club guy. This guy's known.
I don't really. Oh
It's
yeah,
like
no, he's a big deal.
Eminem doing it, or not like the garage guy.
Yeah, no,
it's a big
he's
deal.
known.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dude, fucking power, dude. That's why we talked about that. There's some with power.
I have.
It's so fucking weird.
I have a rapist's logo tattooed on my arm because he used to be an artist that I was a really big fan of, and allegations came out after.
Cover up.
Yeah, Jade already offered to fix this guy for me anyways because it needs to be. So she's like, we're just gonna get rid of it. Like,
That whole thing is for that person?
just these
I was like, fuck,
right
dude.
here.
We got a lot of work ahead of us
Yeah,
here.
no, just these. Thank God. I wasn't going to do a huge thing, but it's really sad because that particular artist, he went by Bass Nectar. He actually was like doing things outside of the community to try and make the world a better place. Like he had a whole
Like
organization.
Nipsey shit.
Like, he helped provide so much free mental health care, like therapy. He really got people involved in just being more aware of politics and like not pushing people to vote in any kind of way, but just get educated and go do your thing. Like I have my own opinion on that, but like I just think I really felt like he was such a good person. And then like when all the court documents and stuff came out, it was just like disgusting because he's grooming young women. They're so much younger
Is
than
he, though?
him.
You're talking about the artist guy?
Mm-hmm.
Still?
Yeah.
Diplo or whatever?
I heard there were recordings as part of everything. Like, everything was able to get released because, there's not a question.
See, I hate
about
that.
it.
That shit's so tricky.
That's Bass Nectar, not Diplo, though.
Yeah.
Just
that's
to-
Bass
different
Nectar.
guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's where
the
I
guy
thought I missed that.
This is his logo.
Got it.
That guy.
Got it.
Yeah.
I knew we shifted gears. I
So,
just didn't.
Yeah.
How weird is that, though, that we're told that? I don't know. I hate that, man.
Yeah.
I'm not discrediting it at all, but it's like,
Yeah.
if you're a big enough deal and something starts, like, it's gone. Like, it's starting. It's going to spread, and everybody's going to be...
Depends on who it is that you hurt, too, because, like, I think a lot of people forget, like, women that... if you're up around people like this, like, on a daily, like, you... Like, not to just assume, but, like, you probably could have a decent amount of money around, and if you really want to fight enough, but she dropped the charges, but that happens a lot. So it's just kind of like, yeah, he is that big of a deal, that he could probably make it to where she doesn't continue forward with it because of
Michael
the fact
Jackson
that he is
stuff.
a big deal.
Just
Because
it
it
off.
said that she dropped, but it sounded like they were pretty serious allegations. So it's just, it's one of those things where you really have to be mindful, especially depending on who you are as a person and the experiences you've had, because not everybody is as lucky to have had those experiences. And statistically speaking, less than 3% of sexual assault cases that are reported are false. So like maybe a little bit over 2% of them. So that means out of 10 people, my
I didn't
math
know
sucks.
that.
Yeah,
It
that's
said
an actual
less than 2%. Wow.
about 2%. So
Okay.
chances are.
So it's real. What's being said is usually real.
Yeah,
That's what-
it's
okay.
very, very rare.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's very, very rare that somebody, especially to go to the lengths of making the report, most people don't even get that far because of the way it's handled in the justice system and because of the way that it's viewed in society. It's really fucking sad, actually. So, yeah, it's just, chances are anybody listening, you know somebody who has been raped. I don't care who you are. You know somebody, because statistically, it's impossible to have not. And I think even as far as men goes, I think every 1 in 10 male has also been sexually assaulted. So chances are you know a male that has been assaulted as well. But especially for men, they don't talk about it. It's
Well, a lot of times it happens when they're kids, right?
Mhm.
So we talked about that before too. 1 in 7
yeah.
children have been. That's sad, man.
Well, and the sad
And then I
part
look
about
at my kids, I'm like, I'm so
like,
glad.
how could you do
so
that?
glad we
Like,
have such a good life.
Yeah.
I'm so grateful to be one of those.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, oh my God, why would somebody do that?
Well, and you
It's just
couldn't
cool to look
imagine.
at him and be like, Landon, we did it the other day. I'm like, we're a good family. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm like, it's
The
fucking
older I
scary,
get, the
man.
more you-
It's really scary. And all these poor kids, and they don't know. Like, they're screwed up for a reason. It's sad. It's a scary number.
Yeah. Well, and that's why I had Shelby Nye on my podcast, one of my really good friends, and we talked a lot about this. So I highly encourage people to listen to that. It comes out on Monday, next Wednesday.
What
next
is it?
Wednesday.
What's dropping?
It is. Yeah, we haven't got to that.
I know.
I started a podcast. It's called Sad Girl Hours, and honestly, this is the perfect topic to bring it up on, because that was one of the biggest reasons why I wanted to start a podcast, because of the things that I've witnessed that have gone on out here in Utah specifically. Like, we gotta, like, it needs to be talked about on a larger scale. There's gotta be a change with the way that we view things, with the way people understand it, with our education system. Like, I remember, do you guys remember me coming home from sex ed and I had to have you guys help me with vocabulary for like certain words? Do you ever remember that?
Trying to remember.
One of the words was petting. I remember petting being on there.
I might have been out of town.
Honestly, you might have been, but
Story of my life.
it was
But that's a word that you have to define?
Yeah, there's certain words that they want you to be able to know, but since it's in school, it's like, and I don't know if it's still like this, but yeah, they have you take it home and do homework with mom and dad. But I know for a fact the word consent was not on that form. I know for a fact it wasn't on there. And that should be the first thing that we're taught. And that went up for the Utah Board of Education this past spring, because it's not required part of sex ed curriculum.
Add that word to it? Is that what you're saying?
To be implementing just consent education into the curriculum, and they shot it down. Why? Tell me why that makes sense.
Makes no sense.
It
It's
doesn't.
disgusting, and it's
Yeah.
horrible. I don't even get it. It's stupid.
Yeah. So it's just, there's a lot of
So
different avenues.
That was
need
your
to be
idea, though,
fixed.
with your show? You were
It's
gonna,
not all I want to talk about, but that was one of like
That's a
my biggest passions and like driving forces of like, I want people to just to see a different perspective and see a different side to all of this, because there's so many moving parts.
I heard a really interesting podcast the other day. This is They were talking about your generation specifically. What are you guys called?
Millennials.
You're millennials. What are you called?
I don't know. I was born in '89, so I don't know if I'm.
You ever heard that though? We all have the generation fucking thing, whatever it is.
Yeah. Because
So
you guys.
they were talking about the
I don't know who you
millennials
guys are.
and how look, humans are shit. We changed like stuff's happening, man. We're going at a crazy rate right now, right?
Yeah.
But they say your guys' generation will be. It appears to be. I think it was on Radiolab. They're badass. Check out Radiolab.
Listen to them.
You guys are going to be like, there's already proof of this. You're outspoken. You guys are pissed. Your generation is like saying things, and we don't have riots and things like. There's an uproar right now, and your generation of people at your age group is the ones that they figure are really going to make a huge change in the way things have happened, maybe for a long fucking time. So I think it's cool. We raised this generation. I mean, I think it's cool. It needs to change, right?
Well, and I can't remember if you were out here, but I remember having a conversation with, I think, you and mom, or mom and Dupree, but like, because Dupree, when I first met her, she kind of made a comment of like, you've restored my hope in the future generation. And I was like, wow.
There you go. That's what I mean.
But I was saying to her, like, so the boomers, which would be like your parents' age, them and all of the previous generations before, from what I've noticed in patterns, is it's very don't ask, don't tell, mind your business, make sure everybody else thinks that we are perfect and happy and good. Doesn't matter what's going on in the background. We don't talk about it.
Very true.
Yep. It's, you don't talk about your problems of any kind. If you find out that your uncle has been molesting your child, you don't say anything. You brush it under the rug and just let that generational curse just fester. And it happens with so many different things. And as like the generations go on, it's just like you guys even like have had to unlearn a lot of that type of shit from your parents.
Yep.
Just certain things of like, I don't know,
Dude,
just that exactly.
You said it well. They were raised by that, and then they had a thing. Then now I'm a product of that. So it's hard. It's hard
the one
to
breaking the generational curse for your line, and same with mom, and same with
it's hard
me.
to teach what you. Some of us teach what we've not learned. Like I'm trying to pass on better things to you.
Right.
Hopefully, you're going to do the same thing to your child. It's
Right.
just cool to see that. I think that's what we're seeing happening.
Yeah.
And that's what they're saying is you guys are going to do. You're fixing the big problems. But you're right. We were raised not to talk about shit, and I'm just kind of the guy starting to break into that myself. It's weird, man. Yeah, it's things are getting softer, and it's like we've hit this weird little, not softer, more talked about.
I just think more
open, understood.
Like it's trying to like. You can only sit and pile shit under a rug for so long before you have this big ass thing in the middle of the room and be like, how the fuck are we supposed to ignore this? Like,
I couldn't see that for the first few days. Now,
yeah.
Yep.
Like when you start peeling back these layers of how all these things are interconnected. And that's another thing me and Shelby dive into a lot. And that's why I'm really excited for that one, because I just think it brings a lot of insight.
Is that episode 2?
That is going to be, that's episode 3. No, it's 4.
So
it's 3.
Your new podcast.
She comes before Logan, yeah.
I listened to your first episode. It dropped.
Thank you.
Yesterday?
On Monday, so a couple days ago.
I know what day it is. Dude, I think it's really good.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm really proud of you. Of course, I'm proud of you. I'm your dad. So this isn't unfair here.
Still, it's nice to hear.
But it's strange. It's not strange because I knew you're this kid. This is who you are. But it's weird to still see it though. To watch your kid
Interesting.
talk like that. You'll see what I mean, man.
I'm sure.
I remember you not being able to even.
You're like, you used to be.
I don't know how to explain it.
Shit.
But
like,
you speak so grown up and so like well thought out that you're just. I don't know. It's cool to see it, man. All the stuff you're going into, the topics, the music. It's so interesting. How that was not. You weren't taught any of that. Like you took that, and I think that's cool.
I like that.
You know what I mean? So it's cool to hear all that. I don't know. So like I'm saying, if Landon started doing one talking about Blink 182,
I hope he does.
Hello,
something.
that
would be cool.
I know that little avenue. You know, that's from me. See what I mean? But you did like a whole 180, and so to sit and listen to you talk like that, it's cool, man. And how you, I think it's cool how you engage the audience. Just I don't know. You have a unique. It's your way. It's obviously it's unique, but it's really
very
well
Serina,
well done.
like for sure.
Your mom said, I'm gonna tell her.
I'm gonna tell her.
She said, I love her voice. We were talking about it. It's cool. And
I was worried about my voice because I can't tell if I like it.
it's really good. And she says, I wish you would just like do one where she just reads stories.
That's cute.
You have
I love
that.
Just
you have
read
that.
Stories.
You know why? You'll hear this out. It's because you read so much, dude.
I do, yeah.
So listen to me speak. It's not. It isn't poetry. It isn't poetic. It's not. It doesn't flow, right? That's what I mean. When you speak, it flows like the way you.
That makes me happy.
Does that make any sense?
Yeah, that definitely makes
sense. You put
sense.
words together well. Like he does too. I don't, man. So
You
you
try.
have.
I feel like you do. I feel like you do.
But I think it's because you read so much.
Yeah.
It's got to be because the way it's like she's reading a book when you're talking. I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you.
I think it's cool.
That makes me happy. Yeah, I definitely. The second one was a little bit less flowy just because I am talking about just like literally my life, things that have happened. And it's hard to talk about the people in your life, like going over like when us three, like when we weren't doing well, like that was like hard to talk about because now like obviously we're fucking awesome. You guys are my best friends. I'm over here all the time. Like didn't used to be that way. So like things like that, it's just, it can be hard, but like that was the whole point too is I just think we all could learn a lot from taking the time to hear where other people have been and what they've gone through, and that's how you learn and that's how you get perspective. And it just, I don't know.
Well, that's good material for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Like, somebody's going to be going through what you're talking about.
Yeah.
The things you're talking about aren't the normal that I hear. I subscribe to 56 podcasts. I listen to a lot of podcasts.
I don't even listen.
So I can be a good critic of a
for sure.
Critic.
Well, and you run a really awesome one.
I think thank you. Mine's what it is, but I know quality when I hear it. Dre has super good quality. Some of you, he has the fun and the flow and the flat.
I know.
You can feel Dre when you watch Dre, right?
Definitely.
It's weird how we all have
even
that.
just his voice coming in on this.
You can
every
feel
time
him.
He talks. I'm like,
you can feel him. You get jazzy. You're like, fucking.
To be in a mic, my guy.
Yeah.
Like,
See, that's exactly what I mean.
yeah.
And you have that same very natural. It's very natural for you. It's maybe a big long ass kissing thing here. I think it's a natural.
I like it.
Like it just happens.
Yeah, I would agree. I think that we're seeing episode 4. We've seen 4 episodes. By the time this comes out, we've seen 4 episodes.
Right.
I can't wait until 14. Like, because you're just getting started.
Right.
And you got the voice, you got the content, you got the vibe, right? Like, you got it, and it's just about it's just about fucking being consistent,
right?
Staying true to you, and just having fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was gonna ask though. So for the people that don't know, where did the title even come from? Sad Girl Hours.
Sad Girl Hours. So in EDM culture, always with me, right? There is a group of fans that people call like sad girls or sad boys, and it's people who really like the emotionally melodic stuff. Like, that's my shit. A lot of my favorite artists are within the sad girl, sad boy range of things. And so I kind of just spun from that, especially because, I don't know, I feel like growing up, I was from not just specific people, just like in general, I was always the emotional one. Like, I'm a Pisces. I do cry a lot, and like, I'm even worse now because I'm still like working on all my repressed emotions because of that. But like, so I wanted to take that and make it fun and make it not so sad girl, because even though we are talking about really serious topics, and like, I am crying in the first, second, and not the last 2, but the first and second ones, I definitely cry. Like, it doesn't, like, it's okay to feel your feelings and be sad and be in that state. You don't have to stay there. And it's important to feel all of it and not just the happy parts and just focus on that. Like, you have to feel all of it. So that's really where it came from, was just a whole mix of that.
What do you want to accomplish with Sad Girl Hours?
Honestly, a lot of it, like I said in the first episode, a lot of it is just for my own creative outlet. Like, I just think that I can learn a lot and have a lot of fun, and it gives me a space, because like, I used to be someone that would just rant and rant and rant on Snapchat, right? Like, just 1,012 stories of me just like expressing stuff. So why do that when I could just have a podcast and actually like structure content around the things that I feel like people should be talking about more, something that I want to put out or educate others on a little bit more. So I just want to create a little bit more open minds, a little bit more perspective, like give people a chance to feel like they're not alone with things. Like, I've already gotten really good feedback in that aspect. So yeah, as long as I am having fun and feel like I'm helping people in the process, like, that's all I want to do. I don't, not that I don't care, but it's like, I don't care if it turns into this big, huge, crazy, successful thing. Like, I'm not looking for that. I just want to build a cool little community where we can talk about really cool fucking shit, and I cannot be so anxious because I can get all of this crap out of my head and do it in a constructive way for other people to be a part of, I guess.
All that's real. What all you just said is what you feel when you hear it.
Good.
Can we watch? Yeah, no, it wasn't filmed, huh? It's just a sound.
Like, I have Shelby's recorded on my phone, but
maybe every once in a while it might be cool to watch
Yeah.
them. But it's cool to listen to it. What you just explained is exactly what I hear. And
that makes me happy.
So I think it's really good, man. It's not
Thank you.
nothing to do with you being related to none of that. It's really well done.
Well, and I wouldn't be able, excuse me, I wouldn't even have the opportunity to even pursue it if it wasn't for what you've got going. And like the second I even brought it up to you, you were just like, so when are you doing it? And like just that was like, cool, I'm fucking doing it. And so like between your help and yours and mom's support and like Dre, because I just kind of gave him free reins to pick the intro and do the outro for me.
It's cool.
As he wanted, and they were perfect.
Yeah, dude. It fucking fits.
Perfect, especially
It's
the
the artwork. The artwork. Jade did the artwork.
Jade did the artwork,
Dude,
and even the one he made for me of the girl doing
seen
the
that
fucking
one.
finger. I love that. I actually
thought
used.
You were gonna use that for some.
I
seen
well,
that fucker.
I had paid Jade to make mine. She was a little behind as well.
She's
okay.
fucking busy, dude.
Dude, I know.
It's sick as fuck though.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
Jade's.
Yeah.
See, I think I was seeing his. That's the only one I seen was yours.
I used his
Yeah, mine's
for
is
my
bullshit.
Linktree.
Like
I
I seen it though.
Don't even put mine next to Jade's. Like,
I thought it was
shit
cool.
is so I was like, it was like 3:00 in the morning. I just got done editing it, and I was like, I don't know if she has even a thumbnail for it to put this up. So I was like, let me create something real quick.
Awesome. Yeah.
See.
It's being helpful. And I'm using it. I use
All
that
this
for my Linktree thumbnail actually for the podcast. And I think I used it for Buzzsprout because the one Jade made me was too big. So I was like, I can use them both.
We need to
Listen,
get you some photos.
So yeah,
Word.
video. Look,
Word.
that's a good thing to tell the people, man. Like,
Yeah.
we've just proven it again. We've done an in-house another podcast with the team we have. Like we have
Right.
we have people that can do everything, right? That help you do it because you can do it. Just use your phone and record them and go. But if you want to do something really cool, we have a platform for that.
Sounds
We have
quality.
a recipe for that. I
Yeah,
guess.
for sure. Recipe.
Yeah. She's
I literally like, if you weren't pregnant, I was gonna punch you in the kneecaps
You still can.
because we were having spaghetti, and Shorty was like, "Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna release the podcast, whatever."
Oh, last time.
Yeah, and I was like, "What the fuck?" I was like, "Send me the audio." I was like, "Send me the fucking audio." And next thing you know, she sends me the audio, and now we have 4 episodes ready to go out.
And I've only heard. Is there only one really? I've only heard one.
There's
on
one.
Spotify. There's only
So
one
there's
available.
one available now. The second one will be out Friday. I scheduled it for Friday just because I am behind on getting episodes out. You guys get 2 this week. And then after that, drops will be every Wednesday.
So you're gonna do one a week like we do.
Mm-hmm.
One. Okay.
Yeah.
Release one a week.
Yeah.
I think it's a great show, man. I think it's exciting. I'm
Like
excited to hear the next one.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And
It's
oftentimes it's
done really well.
not the case. It's sometimes
you.
I can check in and out of them here and there. I'm excited to hear the next show.
Thank you.
So now I maybe know how Dupree feels.
Until your name gets brought up, and then you're like, "Fuck, man."
Yeah, I know.
Whatever.
Just
you could
I'm
listen
listening.
to it. It
I'm
sounds.
listening.
I feel like it was fine. I think you might cry on the next one, if anything.
Dude, don't. I'm getting sensitive in my old age.
I know you are very sensitive. You're worse than I am sometimes. And like I'm bad.
Let's see. I'm sensitive. Yeah, that would be the word.
But when I call you sensitive, I'm just teasing you because like at the same time, like I don't feel like there's like at least I feel things, motherfucker. Do you want to fight about it? Like I'll clock you too. Like just because I'm crying doesn't mean anything. And what's stupid is I cry when I get mad too. So I could be fucking pissed and I'm sobbing. I'm just like I'm not a little bitch. I swear to God, I'm fucking so close.
You've always been such a little
Yeah.
emotional thing. I love
Yep.
it.
Yep.
You're still very much who you are. It's cool. It's cool to watch. And that comes out in your show when you talk. You can hear it.
That's why
Your mom was so excited. I could just see her light. She's like, I wish she would just read stories. I was like, did you just say that shit?
I
Like,
would love that.
Your mom just wants you to read her a bedtime story to put her to bed.
it's so cute
I'll
to
read
hear.
you a bedtime story, Mom.
It's
That's
dude,
the Patreon episode.
Dude, you wait. Just put yourself in my shoes. If this was your kid and you're hearing their shit, you're gonna be like, what? It's cool, man. It's really weird.
I'm
Like,
excited for that.
and I have one coming. There's a grandkid coming. It's just weird. You'll see what I mean. To watch your kids do something. There's no word of success. You've done it. That's the success. You're releasing them, right? That's the success of it. There's whatever money,
think so,
whatever.
too.
But you've done it, man. I think it's so cool, and it sounds cool. It looks cool. I think it's cool. How are you gonna do? Are you gonna do guests, or just
Yeah.
whatever?
I'm gonna do a mix of both. The
So,
next
cool.
few
Cool.
So I think it's only the first 2 where it's just me for the time being, and then the next few episodes there's going to be a different guest on for all of them. There's only going to be, I mean, I will still have times where I'm kind of doing my own thing if there's something specific I really want to dig into that I have a lot to say about it, but it definitely is a different atmosphere being by yourself and then like having someone with you.
Totally.
I think that's why I'm so excited to get the next ones out with Shelby and Logan too, because it just is something different. And so I'm excited, and there's just so many things I want to talk about, like trying to keep.
It's topic driven then, kind of?
But it's not a niche. Like, it's not a niche at all, but like each episode, there will be a different topic every episode. And the next few, I mean, I wouldn't really call Shelby's or Logan's like heavy by any means. They're definitely a little bit more serious with some laughs sprinkled in always, because I'm fucking something. I'm silly. I can't remember what I was saying to Shelby. I think I was talking about slut shaming and like the pressure to be a virgin living out in Utah, and I was like, virgin? She's a virgin? Just so dumb stuff like that. Like there's definitely some parts where it's a little bit of comedy, but I want to make sure that I'm doing episodes that aren't so heavy either, to break it up on the in-betweens, because I think that's important for me too.
It's going to showcase you. It'll be, that's cool. And like here, we wing it, man. Well, I guess my topic is my crazy life and all the people in it and clients. And it's just, I think mine showcases me visually, crazily, but like, it is me everywhere. It's just chaotic. Yeah. It's everywhere. We're talking to cops. I'm talking to, it's my clients and their stories. And so, it's cool to see. Yours does you, too. Yeah. It's not like you're trying to do crime.
Well, we're not supposed to be.
You're fitting into a thing. Like, you're doing you.
I don't think we're supposed to ever be just one thing. I think that's you putting yourself in a box. Like, we are multifaceted human beings. At least I feel that I am. I've never, like, I don't know, even being so stoked about music, like, I have so many things that I would love to do. So the podcast is really a way for me to kind of start a new journey and explore that and have that creative outlet outside of my music. Because my music, I think I can get so frustrated with, because I do want that to be so, like, that is what I want to do for my career. That is what I want for my life.
That was my next question.
Yeah. So there's a different type of, there's not so much pressure with the podcast, because I don't, again, not that I don't care, but like, that's not why I'm doing it.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. And I'm not just doing the DJ music thing because I want to be famous or anything like that. It's just, that's what I love. So if I could spend my life doing that,
that's cool.
I will. And like, I even got paid for that gig. I wasn't expecting to get paid for playing. I got paid for that. Like, I have a possibility of more bookings. So
shit, you're on the big time.
I'm excited.
What's your name for that?
CRYZTAL.
How do you spell it?
CRYZTL. I'm wearing my CRYZTAL merch.
So you scream that from the rooftops.
Yes.
I've seen your live shit. We went to that. That was cool.
Yeah.
It's so not my thing. I'm so not against it. But it was just cool. Like the metal you put in.
I played a System of a Down. Yeah, it was great.
See, that's why I was wondering if it's put together-ish, if it's or if you just have them and you're creatively up there dropping shit. Like I'm like, damn.
I can do both.
System of a Down come in with. Yeah, that's why with you. That's such a creative. Different creative brain.
Mm-hmm. It's really
fun. Makes me so nervous to even have the laptop open.
It's a lot when you're first starting, for sure. Like, and especially I taught myself for the most part. So like that's a big reason why I am so proud of my progress too. 'Cause I've only been mixing for a couple years. I think maybe going on 3, if that, but like, if I really wanted to, I could have possibly been getting booked last year, but COVID happened, so everything's shut down. So I didn't even get the opportunity. So now that things are kind of starting back up, like, it sucks because I only have a couple more months of being able to do shows before I need to relax a little bit. But
that's even cooler though. Pink takes her kids on the road, right? You'll have that story.
There's a lot more
if that happens.
Artists that have kids in the EDM scene than I thought. And like Tim, my friend Tim, his daughter's 9. he's been a dad his whole career, you know.
man.
Dre's a parent. Like, you guys are parents. You can still do what you want to do and have kids. It's just definitely easier to be able to try and pursue things when you don't have that other person, like a literal child that you have to worry about in so many aspects. But at the same time, like, I am kind of feeling like there's a reason why she's coming at this time. I hope.
She said she.
I always say she.
So
I want a she. I know.
So
does Dupree. And
Jade thinks it's a boy.
Fuck off, Jade. Stop doing that.
You do. All of you say that. I think you've said it a few times.
Yeah, it's a boy.
You think it's a boy?
Shut up, Dre.
Everybody says she when they say. Anyway, I interrupted you.
Watch it be a boy just because.
But no, you.
To be a girl.
It's cool to. And once again, man, I can't wait for you to have these with your kids. And she's having a kid wondering about going on the road with her kid, and it's cool, man. It's cool to watch your kids do stuff. And I hope you know, like, I know you know. I want you just happy.
Yeah.
If that's on the road and never here, don't ever trip. Like, but it's just cool to, hopefully, I want to be as much a part of that as I can be, right?
Yeah.
And
I can't move anywhere for the next few years. I don't think I could survive like the first few years without being by you guys. That would be so hard. I could not.
I don't know how people do it. I don't know.
I don't either. Like, because eventually, I'm moving out of this state. But now it's not going to be as soon because of the fact that we're having a baby.
Why do you want to move away?
I just want to experience something else.
Okay.
I just want to experience living like in Oregon or Washington, like one of those. Oregon has always been like a second home when we used to vacation out there all the time.
Your
like
mom loves it too.
I love that place so much.
You ever been to Newport area up there on the coast?
Yeah, Newport Bay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lincoln City, Seaside.
You been?
Yep.
Oh,
Astoria, all
Gold
of it.
Beach.
You realize that I used to live there.
He's like, I'm an Oregon boy, my guy.
Yeah.
That's right. I guess you would travel.
I love
there.
Oregon.
But see, I'm here. Touche. I've never been to. Everybody's always, your Zion National Forest and your Bryce Canyons, and I'm like, fuck, bro.
Yeah, what the fuck is that?
That's all I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And if you ask me what the hotel is on the corner to stay in, I don't know. See what I mean? So I don't really. That's all I was going there.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. I hear. There's just a lot about this state that I would fix if I could for myself and certain things with my lifestyle that just flow better with somewhere like Oregon or Washington. I don't know. And I really, really do not want my child to go to school out here. I really don't. I will
because of your
homeschool.
experience.
Yes, absolutely.
The
because
ones you
of my
know,
experience and because where we're statistically ranked in as far as education. Like where
are we?
We're last time I checked, and again, don't quote me on this, I'm pretty sure we're like 42nd out of 50
as far as
states. As far as
smart to not
Shelby
smart?
explained the way that they do it, but they based on how much I'd have to go back and watch the episode, but they talk basically the way they do it is how much money is spent per kid in comparison to how much money is spent per inmate, which how that makes sense for education statistics, I don't know. I don't remember if that's exactly how she explained it. I'd have to check, but we're low.
But if to say smartest and dumbest, we were down low.
Yeah, if that's how you wanted, and Arizona's pretty close there with it.
I wouldn't have thought that. Really?
Right? Right?
That's weird.
Yeah.
That's
it's unfortunate.
Who's number one?
I don't know. I didn't check. Because I don't even necessarily, it's just.
That's crazy. Oh, it's
probably like Vermont. I forgot Vermont was a state.
Vermont.
Word, I forget about Vermont too.
That place is beautiful.
I've never
up in
been
there.
I bet that whole side of the world looks pretty.
That whole East Coast is gorgeous. But even go back to the start of all what I was saying is I just encourage you traveling or doing. I encourage you to be you. That's all I've ever tried to encourage you. Just to do what you do, like whatever the hell it is you want to do, rock and roll.
Mm-hmm.
But kicking all of that off was like, yeah, you guys are the generation. They say they're really gonna do big moves. Like things are happening.
I didn't know that was even
your voices
so that's cool.
heard. Like things are going to change. There's going to be big shifts in things, like
I like
leadership things and big changes. Kind of an idea. I don't know what that is. I'm excited to see. I like change.
Yeah,
I'm comfortable with it.
There needs to be a little bit. I'm excited too.
I don't even agree with about. I don't even. It doesn't matter. But a lot of it, it's nonsense to me. But a lot of it, I don't understand. So I'm just. I don't even. I truly don't have opinions the way people, I believe, perceive me to have. Like I'm so stern in a way or not. I'm not.
No,
I don't have.
You are very much. I think there's definitely times where I wish I could be more like you in that way, because it's not. You aren't that way because you don't care about something or anything like that. It's just you are so like, you're just very driven, and you know that you can control your little world and your universe. So you're going to put all of your energy into that, which if more people did that, there would be a lot more people leveling up in different areas in their life in ways that they probably wouldn't have thought. So like, it's not really a negative thing. Like there's definitely times where I'm like, oh, damn, I wish I just like,
I think it
could not give a fuck a little bit.
I really, but that you said that, right?
Yeah.
I think it comes across that way. I really do. I think we are perceived more of that. And it's not me at all. I'm not.
And that's why I said that.
I'm just concerned.
It's definitely not.
I wish I could tweak that a little bit. It's okay, whatever people think, but I know it's that.
Right. Right.
But I'm just cool with it, man. What do you got?
So I was just gonna chime in. I was curious, so I googled
1 to 50.
Yeah, and this is an article from WalletHub.com, and this is February 16, 2021. The number one state with the best overall education in the United States,
Connecticut,
at 81.5 was Massachusetts.
Oh yeah,
I could see that.
And then Utah ranked 11. It says.
Did they? So we've been better than from the last time. Way better from the last time I ever looked into that.
And how ignorant
that's cool.
Oregon is 16.
So even less than Oregon.
Washington's 10.
Who's the worst?
Oh, word.
Who's
okay.
Who's the worst?
Coming from Oregon to Utah, my education, I feel, was way better coming out here.
Do you?
The worst at 50 was West Virginia. 49 was Mississippi.
See, I was just getting ready to say, to back that up, I believe if we dig into that, usually wherever money is, things like that follow it. Good,
yeah.
Perceived good.
Yeah.
Right, perceived good. I'm not
right.
Because I know some of them schools where it's all boys or all girls. I know some of that big that Epstein shit that goes back to your thing. Yeah. But perceivably, usually, where there's no poverty, you have a better.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, it's not.
But
it's mostly the sex ed stuff. I think for me is what freaks me out, and just like the weird. I don't know. There's just a weird stigma out here, like regardless whether you're Mormon or not. In my opinion, growing up out here, like even if you're not LDS, like there's this pressure of like settle down, start a family right after high school. Everybody else is doing it. If you're not doing, like, you're a fucking loser. And also like don't like slut shaming was a really big thing, like really, 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 really bad. There was a chlamydia outbreak at Syracuse High School, and as much as I blame some of the people, like I also blame the education system and their parents, but like mostly the education system, because they didn't talk about, like, they talk specifically abstinence. Like, it's not realistic. Like, you guys are teenagers, y'all are gonna be at least some of you are going to do this, so we're going to educate and prepare so you guys know what is safe, what isn't. And that's the biggest issue is, and the same thing with like survivors coming forward so far after something has happened, especially if they're young and they don't have the tools or the knowledge to know. Like, you get older and you learn new things, and then you revisit stuff and you're like, oh. So it's just like mostly that, especially if I have a daughter. The Utah laws out here for stuff freak me out when it comes to women's rights. So,
well, I hope
that's really, maybe we can change it by the time she's old enough that it won't matter. You never know. So.
I think you might run into the same shit out of state, though.
You will.
You're going to run into a different thing. That's the point, right?
Yeah.
Something will be different.
Yeah.
It's like that's such a debatable thing. No matter where you
move, like, it's not going to fix anything.
It's just different.
It's just, there's just going to be
So
and I've even seen it with Logan moving from Arizona to here, So
He was from a small town too.
yeah.
And oftentimes
Yeah,
it takes.
It was.
I love that about you guys, though. It's your generation's thing. Like you're so. It's crazy. Like you're gonna take these chances. I'm gonna do this. We're gonna do this. Like you guys do that. It's weird. Like it's
I'm gonna figure
it's
it
a
out.
different thing.
Try.
But oftentimes it takes that hard push to go find and then be like, nah, this is better back here. Sometimes that happens. Who knows?
Sometimes it does. Yeah. Absolutely.
I think it's cool to want to see different things and do different things. I think it's the healthiest thing humans have.
Yeah.
Is a desire for anything. Like I want to go. Doesn't matter why. I don't care why. Just go.
Yeah.
Go have fun.
I just think it's the fact that I have lived here, but this will, like, regardless of how I feel about certain things, Utah will always be my home. Like,
Sure.
I think there are definitely absolutely perks to raising your family out here.
It's
the same.
I love
So
it.
are you going to be Hollywood and denounce Utah? Like, let's say when the podcast or when you DJ get super big, they're going to be like, yo, where are you from? And you'll be like, Hollywood?
Fuck no.
Are you going to be like,
You'd be like,
fucking Utah?
No.
I'll be on the phone and meet. No, I'm just kidding.
I just feel like you don't see, I don't know, you don't see, at least in the EDM scene, so much coming out of Utah as much. Like, even though, like,
Make
to
it
be
then.
fair, like Cascade, like he's from Utah. Like there's like those random gems, but like I feel like it's cool for like the type of person I am and the style like that I come from here. Like I don't know.
Could you start that fire here?
I think it's kind of already like ramping up. Like I kind of think like I said, I'm promoting for Black Void. Like I think they're a really big part of that, and I'm a really big supporter of them, and hoping to be playing shows for them. They told us we just got to send in mixes to the guy that does their booking. I'm just kind of being a pansy and giving it a sec, especially with all the stuff that's coming up. I'm like, okay, just played my first show. I'm going to take a breather, and then I'm going to reach out to them because they get people. There's a lot of people, and they're
we forget
right there.
that you're pregnant?
Yeah,
too?
that too. Yeah, like I have
do
to.
it. I don't know how girls do this. I don't know how you guys
Are
do
you
it.
going to get to the point where you like paint your belly and just get up there with a tube top?
I thought about if my belly was big enough for DOS doing that, but I don't think it's going to be big enough. We only have a few weeks, so can't do that. No.
You're doing that?
DOS Energy.
Where's that
Yeah.
at?
It's out at the Saltaire, August 13th
yeah.
and 14th. Yeah, that was my very first
That
festival.
fucker's huge. Isn't that big?
That was the show. Yeah, this is my anniversary of going
a lot of
on, I think, 4 years since I had an epiphany that I wanted to get into electronic dance music.
How many people go to the show? That's a big
Thousands.
show. Yeah.
I couldn't even begin to guess, but thousands.
Yeah.
And people travel out of state for it, and it's getting bigger and bigger.
That's the thing with that music, dude. The crowds are not like
They're
anything
wild.
else.
No, the environment is like,
It's
you guys said it. It's country concerts that you got to watch out for. You are fine at an EDM show. Like, you get too fucked up.
and everybody's naked and
guarantee
shit. It
somebody's-
appears.
It's hot, motherfucker. Like,
But you see what I mean? That would
you
scare
can
me.
heat stroke. Well, and that's another thing with our generation. Like, a lot of us are a lot more body positive and aren't. Like, I just think previous generations, it's very like women need to be modest unless you're gonna be a whore, even though sex sells all the time and that's all that's getting pushed in our faces. But if you dress like that, you're a whore. We don't do that.
A lot of
in
you
the
don't wear
EDM show.
makeup.
No.
A lot of you don't like. Yeah, it's a totally
It's a
shift in
very,
society. It's crazy.
Is there a such thing as a whore anymore?
I don't really. I mean, I
that
think
wor-
it's very specific because I think like men can kind of go out and like do their thing, right? And like most of the time, you don't really hear anything about it because
No,
we
that
get-
is
we get-
incorrect. We definitely get my homie shit for being whores.
Do
We
you?
get-
Good.
but
You
a lot of us
should.
get rewarded,
But a
like,
lot
"Nice
of us-
job, homie,"
Yeah, a lot
right?
of.
No, not now. No,
Oh, no.
Not now, but
my
I'm saying
homies,
like when
no.
I was a teenager, like that's how it was.
That's
like,
how it was
and
when I was a
now,
kid.
And it was like if you're a girl and you sleep around, then you're a slut. And like now it's not
It's definitely weird.
really that way. It's a very like our generation has become a lot more sex positive and not judgmental, very much less like not really shaming as much. I think the only way I think you can be a whore is if you're knowingly going out and sleeping with people's boyfriends or girlfriends. Then I'll call you a fucking whore because you're an asshole. And
What
I
if
don't
that's
care.
just their expression?
To sleep with people, and let me tell, if you feel the need to be with somebody that already has a partner, go to the polyamorous community because they will actually consent to it and you'll have a grand old time.
Shout out Salty Sex Cast.
Yes, absolutely. I'm sorry, but at this point, it is almost 2022. But that's the thing. Like, people who cheat, it's like that's a whole different rabbit hole. But I think it's more, they don't want to let go of that person. They just want to have their cake and eat it too. So I think that's why a lot of them still cheat. It has nothing to do with like wanting multiple people. Like, polyamory is a whole different ballgame. So I don't know. I'm very sex positive. I mean, as long as you are being safe and you are protected and you are consenting, then you do you, boo boo.
But does your partner have to consent too?
Are you asking me that?
Yeah.
Consent to what?
Okay, so let's say we're at a rave, right?
Okay.
And we're like, yo, like we're a couple, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then like you're like, oh, I like that guy over there. Like, you're sex positive, right? So you're free. Do you need my consent to go and talk to homeboy?
So
is that what that means?
No, just because I'm sex positive doesn't mean that I'm free to go like do my thing at all. Like, so if you want a good example, I very much enjoy women, although I've never like tried that avenue, not at all, because for a really long time I kind of repressed that feeling, and like there was no particular reason for it. My own brain bullied me into being like, no, that's not a thing. You just like watching girl scenes in movies when the girls are kissing, but you don't like them. Stupid. So, but I didn't like start actually like accepting that until right before Logan and I started dating, and he knows that, and he has told me, and we've talked, that if I ever really wanted to go explore something with a woman, as long as I communicate to him about it, he is fine. He doesn't care as long as I'm open and honest and let him know. Obviously, for him, a male would be different, but I would never do that. I don't even know if I would take him up on like that openness of being able to do that. But the fact that like I don't have to worry if I ever really wanted to, like I'd be fine. But I think that also comes with having a certain type of relationship. Because to be honest, I don't know if I'd be okay, like, if he was like, hey, I want to go, like, try something out with a dude, and it has nothing to do with if he'd want to do it with a dude. I just am jealous a little bit. So, like, it's kind of, like, I can be hypocritical in that way, and I know I can, and that's probably why I won't ever do anything with that. But the fact that, like, I am not restricted by any means a lot. And I think, like, I don't know. I just think it depends on the couple.
You know what's crazy? We would never even talk this way, period. Our generation. I just keep looking at that. This is weird. Look at how you're talking. Like right now, dude, it's creepy. It's cool. Like we would never fucking say anything like this to our parents.
Oh, I'm sure.
Ever.
I'm sure.
So it's so cool to watch. I can't wait for you to feel this. It's weird to watch your kids grow up like that and have that voice and speak that way openly, and it's such a real thing, and it's cool. I think it's great, man. There's nothing wrong with it.
I think it helps that I'm an adult now,
but we were so not raised that way. So it's good that we passed on an open forum or
we had
whatever
to
it
work
is, because we weren't raised that way, man.
Well, we didn't, like, you didn't just like naturally, like we had to really like work to be able to get to this point even. Like it wasn't like, and some people were just always that open with their parents. I don't know. I couldn't imagine like sitting down and having these conversations as a teenager, but like we've all been through a lot since then together, and I've just learned it's just better to be open about things. And
well, to my knowledge, we've always just had an open, easy thing that we could talk, regardless of anything. We didn't have that.
Yeah.
Our generation did not have that.
Yeah.
Very little of that. And the one before, hardly any.
Yeah, no.
So that's what's happening, is you can see this big shift in people and the way things are happening. Like you guys aren't getting married till you're
excited.
Like the driver, nobody's getting driver's license. It's weird, man. It's like the things we so look forward to and it lined up and had all these priorities, and you did this and this and this. It's not a thing anymore. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's like you guys are doing your thing. I can't wait to see what happens.
Mm-hmm.
I can't wait to
excited
see
too.
if we're this open or you're this open.
Mm-hmm.
What are your kids going to be?
I know.
Like, is it just going to be transferred?
A whole ass.
That's what I was gonna ask next. Are you gonna
Like-
do cloth diapers? I feel like you're gonna let your baby like run free, like
That's the
be
hippie.
free with the earth. Go.
Like the idea.
Pampers
of
is the
doing-
man. Fuck Pampers.
Yeah, there's a plastic shortage anyway. So what are we going to do?
Well,
Metal diaper, metal straws, right?
I don't know. As much as I am very environmentally like conscious and want to help, the idea of like having to like rewash cloths,
Especially when you're a
diapers after
DOS.
shit, like I'll get just the organic
It'll be hard when you're at your show
plastic
to wash
ones.
that thing
Like, you know,
on the road.
no.
It's easy when you're home.
You got a registry open yet?
I do actually. It's not finished, and I don't even know what it's called, to be so honest with you. It's through Amazon. I think I shared it with my mother.
When's our beautiful grandbaby
Boy.
boy?
Fuck off, Dre.
Oh, fuck. She didn't like that, bro. Did you see that shit?
Yeah.
I felt that. And
I love
wasn't
it.
It wasn't at me. Damn, Gina.
Don't cast no spells on me.
I told it. Yeah.
I'll fuck up your audio next time. I'm gonna edit it. I'm just gonna record some bit in the middle of our podcast.
You know what's good about that is you're not going to listen to it because you won't listen to yourself. So you'll never know.
Oh, you don't know.
I just take over a good 3 minutes. It's a bunch of bullshit.
Somebody
Like that
messages
one I
me,
did on YouTube, and I
is
said,
Dre doing?
you better fucking edit this. And he's like, you thought I was going to edit that? Not a chance. Did you see that? I
think I
fucking
did.
God, it was funny.
I think I did. Was it one of the newer ones?
Yeah, this shit was funny, bro.
I know exactly what.
Like,
one
you
you're
better, you
talking
better
about.
cut this shit out. He's like,
It's like,
what?
no, I'm
Yeah.
not gonna cut this out.
As I'm editing it, I'm like, psych.
I thought that shit was funny.
That's fucking great.
So, what's next? You're gonna have our grandbaby
I'm gonna have
girl.
Yes, child, and I'm almost halfway there. Like we're getting close to soon being able
Yeah,
to
so
know the gender.
December,
So,
January.
yeah, end of December, beginning. Well, the due date's January 14th. I would like to have her. I'm just glad there'll be a Capricorn and not an Aquarius. Logan's an Aquarius. His birthday's the end of January, so I'm like, cool. We're gonna have a water, air, and then an earth. So we should be very balanced
Oh, is that
within
that's
our
the idea?
household. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy about it. I don't know.
Yeah, I get it.
Depending on some people, though, a lot of people don't like Capricorns. My mom's a Capricorn, though.
Fuck,
And
there.
one of my best friends has the same birthday as her, and they are very
Well, what's her name?
Haley.
Wasn't she on the podcast? No, she got
No.
tattooed the other day.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
yeah,
she did.
yeah.
Yeah, Jade tattooed her. Yeah, that's
you told me that.
they shared a
She's cool.
birthday, and like when she gets a little stressy, she is like mom, and I'm just like,
They're no joke,
fuck.
dude. Capricorns. Man, I'm telling you right now, world. They're no joke. Like there
Don't
is a woman. I don't know many Capricorn dudes, but the women are
I don't
like,
think I do either, to be honest. Huh?
oh, well, the women. I'm telling you, man, they're like,
Forced to
you
be
know,
reckoned,
like,
my guy.
well, they're old. They're all really old, but they all cook really good.
Oh my fucking god.
No, they're bosses, man. They're bosses.
They're just, I mean,
Don't have a Virgo.
it's weird because they're very emotional, but like, you ain't gonna know that bitch.
No, I still don't. I've been with her 20 fucking years and she still never said sorry for anything.
Whatever. Poor mom. Mom's done some grunt. She said sorry to me. Maybe you need to apologize.
She's a beautiful woman. She really is. She's really good to me.
A whole
Don't
ass-
have a Virgo. You don't want no part of no Virgos.
You guys are definitely interesting. I don't
We're
really
crazy.
know. But there's also so much that plays into it too, as far as birth chart goes. Which
Sorry.
you're okay,
Who's the most badass like Pisces?
Rihanna.
Oh, she's a Pisces? I can see that. Okay.
This bitch.
What's the most famous Cancer?
You're looking at him.
Dre. Hey. I'm serious. Like
I
Virgos
like
aren't-
cancers.
he's
I
an
vibe with cancers.
Arnold Palmer's a Virgo. Michael Jackson was a Virgo.
Chris Pratt is a Cancer.
He's a Virgo with vertigo.
Oh, Ariana Grande is a Cancer.
Hey.
Love her.
I love Ariana.
Oh, I think
just
Elon Musk is a Cancer. Yeah.
Fucked smartest.
Born in June 28th.
I'm 27th.
Word.
Guess who's
my guy.
Capricorns? Yellow Wolf.
Well, guess what? I win because I was born on the same day as Albert Einstein. Bitches, Pi Day.
Yeah, whatever happened to baby Einsteins?
What's baby Einstein's?
That's a really good question, actually, because when we were
What
little,
the
I
fuck
think we
is
had
Baby
some of that
Einstein?
shit. They were like you'd play. I can't remember if it was a show and music stuff or just music stuff, but like
TV thing?
it was literally like
It was for babies. It was like to
Yeah.
make babies
Fuck,
smart.
you know that
yeah, it
shit.
was supposedly to make babies.
Never
smart.
heard it.
My baby is gonna come out as a fucking just headbanging like a crazy person.
You
and
said you're
maybe
gonna have a
crying.
bass baby.
Your baby's
baby.
already doing this inside there.
Literally. Well, and that's why I felt like I was moving around more at my show than I was. I definitely wasn't. So I was like, well, at least you didn't get like bounced around as much as I thought. Like,
You're going to be a really good mom.
thank you. I'm excited.
I'm excited to see it, man. It's still surreal.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of cool.
Well, and I've
But we
settled
did it
into
so
a lot
much
more,
younger in our
so.
generation. It's so cool to watch you
Well,
guys.
by my
a lot
age,
of
you
are
guys were already
waiting
done.
So late. Yeah, dude.
Like you guys
I'd
were
had
established
we
in
had 4
this
kids
house.
by that age,
yeah.
bro. She's just starting. I was telling Jade that the other day. I'm like, why? That's the generational thing I'm talking
Mm-hmm.
of. It's such a weird shift to see it. It's cool. You're like, I'm just not doing what my parents did. That's your guys' generation with everything.
Yep.
You're like, nothing they did, we're doing nothing.
Well, and
I love it.
am still.
It's
That's
cool.
what's awesome
nothing wrong
about
with
you
that.
guys is there's a lot of stuff that I want to take, but like I learned a lot from you guys as far as like certain things that I do want to do different, but
yeah.
not because it's just to bypass certain little bumps instead of like having to learn the hard way with my kids.
But the idea of
like,
growth is to learn that from us and then do your thing.
Yeah.
That's so cool. Don't
Yeah,
do it
I
our
agree.
way.
No.
That's what we did.
Fair.
That's cool.
Fair.
So yeah, I think it's
I'm
cool,
excited.
man.
I need to throw a shout out to Sarah from Hard Talks with a Blonde and Hippie. She's by now she's had her baby.
Yeah.
I was gonna say her pregnancy went by so
Quick.
and she announced it on the 27th
Right.
hour,
Yeah, man.
and that's so crazy.
That was that long ago.
Yeah.
That's fucking weird. Yeah, that didn't seem very long ago.
Yeah. I'm sitting in, which Alicia's having quite a few, like some guests as fillers while Sarah's gone. I originally was going to try and help with all of them, but just between everything, it just wasn't going to work out that way. But I am co-hosting with her here in a few weeks, I believe.
With who?
With Alicia.
Okay.
Because Sarah will be, on the 31st.
That's the hippie.
Yeah, Sarah will be out for a little bit. So yeah, we're gonna do that, and shout out to her if she has had her baby. That makes me happy. Halsey just had her baby. I can't tell you how happy it makes me that I'm
With
pregnant.
Who?
Same times, he's a
Young
director.
Was it Young Blood? She's
I thought you were
No.
gonna say a douchebag. I was like, shit.
no,
Ain't no
he
G's.
seems-
Yo,
no.
Halsey's getting some flack. Well, not really Halsey, but Instagram, because she had her titty out, right?
Who gives a? It's
And no,
she's feeding her child.
I know, but here's the thing: is that a lot of people are saying if I had my titty out, it would have been banned. I would have been blocked. I would have been Instagram jail. Free the
That's what
titty.
people are- free the titty. Nobody should. I'm sorry, but just that should not be a thing. I don't know what his name is. I know that all I know is she made a really cute tweet because someone was like, when are we going to get a movie or a documentary about Halsey? And she's like, well, my baby daddy, she said it in a way more eloquent way because Halsey, but basically baby daddy was supposed to be doing that all this time, but instead we've been falling in love and now we're having a baby. And I was just like,
they're married, love story, whole
they're not
thing.
married yet, but like it seems, I don't know. I hope. I love her a lot. She's actually bipolar as well, which I think is just like, I didn't know that until a few years ago. This is also her rainbow baby. Rainbow babies are what they call babies after a miscarriage. So her and I both miscarried around the same time too, is the weird thing. Like, and honestly, my ex is very comparable to the type of asshole it sounds like G-Eazy was. So it's
go.
pretty.
It's fair.
It's just I resonate with her a lot. So
Yeah, I see that. You make connections. That's totally real. What'd you find?
what's his
I'm
name?
trying to find. It's Alive.
I knew it was
Alive.
a weird name.
Alive.
Alive.
Alev.
Aleve, like the pill, like the pill.
Yeah, Alive. Aiden.
It always seems like that's going to be the one, right? Where he's not the guy. They're not. It's not like Beyonce and Jay-Z. It's like he's just a.
He's an actor.
Oh, but he's an actor. Never mind.
Yeah, he was in some movies you probably not have heard of.
I don't think he's really well known. She was with
She don't like the well-known
American
thing.
Horror Story guy for a minute though too.
I thought she was with Youngblood, bro.
She was, but not for very long.
Oh.
it was Youngblood for a bit, which I was sad when they broke up because they were super cute.
Yeah, he's cool.
But then she got with, I think his name's Evan Peters. He was one of the main people on American Horror Story. And I really loved that too.
I've seen that show.
And then all of a sudden she wasn't with him and she was having a baby with him. And I'm like, I feel you, girl. I understand. I'm sure people look at my life and are like, who? Okay, so who are you having a baby with? Which is fine. I dated a lot of people, but I think that's another reason why I relate to her, because shit just happens.
You are thirsty for the one you got now.
Yeah, I love my man. I love him. His curly little hair. I just really hope I've told him, like, since before we were pregnant, like, I swear to God, if you don't pass down that curly hair to my child, I want a refund. His curls are so perfect, and I know they don't work that way every day. I know curls are a bitch. I've heard about it. I get it. But I just really would love to have just curly-haired little...
That's what Tress is saying about Anaya, because she's starting to get her little curls in the back. So she's like, she better have your hair. I'm like, can't really. I did my job. There ain't shit I can do now.
Whatever happened with that kid is like fucking.
Most of their genes and stuff is like dependent on dad, though. So there's a really good chance that she will. And even if it's not as curly, like she'll have that wave. I don't know. The curly gene is a really strong one, it seems like to me. But
what if it's a little redhead?
I don't know where that would come from.
Yeah, you would have some explaining to do.
Like,
they say that shit's gone, bro.
Why would you bring that up?
I'm just wondering, like.
He's like, well, to be fair, I
like
guess
something nothing of either one.
Strawberry brown.
You know what I mean? Nothing.
Well, sometimes like that happens too. Like you just never know, because I don't know the Punnett squares and shit. I don't remember how they work very well. Well, you're right. I forgot my great grandma Sharon was a redhead.
There you go. See,
I forgot.
And that shit's coming up to a rare. Like it's a rarity.
I've heard
the
that.
idea is that it's
what, redheads?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they're starting. Well, because it's one of those genes where to really like strongly pass it on, you like as a ginger have to find another ginger, pretty much.
We need to get you another
and a lot
ginger.
of them don't.
I'm looking.
The fuck, my guy. Look at this.
The world of the gingers. What if you were the last like of a dying breed and you had to? Would you be okay with that, Erica?
Sir,
things gotta
we
happen.
will pay you $1 million if you plant your seed within this other ginger.
Yeah, you just gotta give us some vials. Like you'll be putting some.
We're
work.
in an open relationship. We're fine.
Oh my fucking God.
Open to nothing.
That's fucking funny. I don't know.
So what happens when he comes out and he's a daddy's boy? Like, is that gonna hurt your heart?
I think it'll hurt Logan's heart a little bit more than mine. He just, I don't know. He's just always wanted girls. But I've also always pictured myself as a girl mom too. So but at the same time that I know regardless that it's my child. I'm going to love him. And I just think when things like that happen for people, then like once they're there, you don't really care what you wanted anyways. So.
But as far as the baby only wants daddy.
Oh, that's what you're asking.
Yeah. Because it hurts my heart. I'm not going to lie. Like, Anaya right now,
well, and they go through those phases where
she's all about mom.
Well, she was, right? But now she's like coming to daddy, and she wants daddy right now. So it's kind of like we'll chill in the bed. And usually she would like cry and shit for mom, but now she'll sit in the bed and
I'm
stuff.
chilling with dad.
Yeah, and I don't think Tressa's really feeling it too much.
I think it's going to bring out a competitive side.
That
we're
kid,
like that with our animals, you know?
That kid is so fucking cute, dude.
I hope our child looks a sliver as beautiful as
like,
yours. I'm just saying.
She's got
so cute.
She's got the little Stormy vibes. Like,
Both
that
of
kid's
them.
just perfect.
Yes.
I'm telling you,
That
look
is
at all
a
these
good
perfect things.
comparison.
Thank you.
Look at all these
cool.
perfect things lining up. There you go.
I agree.
Well, Stormy has a little cleft nose thing going on, but she's fine.
You can't really tell.
She's
beautiful,
cute, dude.
Yeah.
That dog is ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm excited for you.
Well,
Man.
and our kiddo gets to grow up with her too, which will be cool.
Not unless
I mean,
if you go on the road, no. Right?
That's not going to be anytime soon.
Just leave
Child.
the kid here.
Okay.
I'll take the
I
little
don't-
You
shit.
say that now.
Right. Fast forward. Let's don't fast forward.
Once you guys have actually been daycare for a little bit, it's going to be like, God damn it.
We're excited.
No, I don't think so. I think you guys are going to be a lot like my grandma Debbie and my grandpa Larry.
Don't you remember telling me how it went down? Right?
He thought I was fucking joking.
Okay. So let's hear this. How did you tell your parents?
Okay,
How
I'll
did you
tell
tell
this. And how long have we been recording?
So we're at an hour and a half. So maybe we can wrap up with this.
Yeah, I was gonna say I thought it was way longer, so I was getting concerned. So
I'll never fucking forget
look at
this.
I won't either. I see that the tests are positive, and poor Logan, I didn't know what to do, so I kind of just like walked in to the living room and showed it to him, and he thought it said negative, and so he was like, "Oh, cool," and I was like, "Did you see it?" And he was like, did I read it wrong? I thought it said negative. I was like, "Baby, that is positive," and he was like. I just like got really
similar.
pale.
They're plus and
just like so pale. And I was like, I'm gonna go to my parents for a little bit, let you like
so you just
take
left?
a second. I know, maybe I'm an asshole.
No, it's cool.
You're
both like, fuck, here we go.
Well, my first instinct for some reason, like I for some reason expected him to be like fucking pissed. Not because of who he is, but because of I just think the way that a lot of people around me that have gotten pregnant, like how their people have reacted, and like, I don't know, just we weren't planning it. So I was so scared that he was just going to be pissed. And that's not what happened, but just so I could kind of get some space to think, I just was like, I'll be back. Like he was playing video games with his best friend. So I was also like, he can talk to him because his best friend has a daughter, Chloe. I think she just turned 6. So I was like, I'm going to go to my parents. And like in a perfect world, I would have been able to do like some cute reveal or some shit, gotten it on camera. But I was so freaked out, and this is just my safe space. So I was like, hey, should I say it in a special way? Should I like, what do I do? Do I film it? But I forgot to bring the actual like physical pregnancy tests with me. So all I had was the picture, so I couldn't film it. And I showed my mom first because I walk in and I think they were having salmon or something for dinner. And Mom was like, do you want to eat? And I was like, I don't know if I can have that anymore. And she was like, like salmon? Why? And I show her the picture, and her face, she was just like, oh. And I show my dad, and he starts looking at it, and he's like, who the fuck is that? Who's that for? And he's just like... He's like, what is this? And
I'm so that guy, right?
I'm sitting here and I'm just like, it's mine. And he like, I just like started like getting really anxious. So like part of it I don't really remember, but I remember him being like, oh, I thought you were joking. Are you serious? And I was like, yes, because I started crying. I was like,
crying.
I'm freaking out. Like, don't laugh at me.
So I just grabbed her right there.
She just gave me a big old hug. And
she come up from behind me, like to the side of me. You'd have to see the way we eat and the thing. I remember it vividly, the way you stood right next to me. And I frustrated you. I do that so easily. It happened on the one show even. It happens a lot, and I don't mean to. Like,
I just get
I'm like,
that
whoa,
way
shit. Hold up. Like,
it's okay.
So I just grabbed her and pulled her back. I'm like, damn, no, this is good. I'm just overthinking everything.
Yeah. And
I didn't know either. I was like, what the fuck? Like, I've been ready for this.
Well, and that's,
I've been excited for this. But
yeah.
So mom knows, dad knows. Was there anybody else at dinner that night?
Landon was there. I don't think Cade was there though, right?
Has anybody been pissed?
No.
I wonder if anybody's ever been mad before. See, where does this come from?
Literally.
Why do people get scared to tell anybody? Do you think anybody's ever been like pissed?
Yeah, I think that definitely does happen. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Right. Like,
how could you be fucking mad, bro? Like,
there are
just watching
some men
you
that really just don't want
that
kids.
split second, the way you.
There's women too, though, that like that.
Absolutely, there are women that don't want kids too.
Watching you get misunderstood me and get upset, that scared me more than anything in my whole life. I was like, oh, you need to be there. Like, and I caught it. I was like, see, I don't think people understand me. I don't think to do anything. Like, I just didn't get it. And I'm like,
yeah. Well, and I
have to understand shit.
So.
Oh, it crushed me, bro. So if anybody ever got mad, that's horrible, man.
Yeah, no.
That's your experience to go through.
It really, I don't know. Literally everybody in our lives have been extremely supportive, really excited. And I was even talking to some friends the day before I found out, and I was just like, I don't know if I'm ready. And she was like, I think you're ready. I think you and Logan would be amazing parents. Like, you guys are such good people, and your values and just all these things. And I was just like, well, fuck, at least at least other people think that we got this because we're fucking freaking out, but it's okay because like that, it helps us a lot, especially for Logan. Like I think that has been a huge help for him. Like, and it's not that we both aren't still freaking out because it's like there are times when I'll just be sitting there chilling and all of a sudden I'm like, I'm going to have to shape a whole human life. Like I could one day be reason and part of their trauma, or I could be the exact opposite. I could be the one to teach them something that fucks with their world or completely like helps them level up. And like, it's just so much responsibility to it that it's just,
I can't even imagine. Like that would scare the fuck out of me just thinking about it.
What are you talking about? You've done it.
You've been a parent, but like to actually like be the one
to be the woman and go through that whole thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and
just the way your brain,
it's
is changing and everything is changing. I can only imagine. Like I can't even.
It's weird.
Function, hold my shit down just as a guy. Like that would be a lot. That's a lot.
It is a lot.
Man.
It's hard.
Women are very special. You guys are different.
So too.
Obviously, you're but it's so cool. Like there's something there. So you're gonna be great, man. It doesn't matter. And the answer to all, like, there's no right way.
You just roll with the punches. No.
There's no wrong way.
Yeah.
There's, you know that.
No,
if there's anything you've ever
take
learned
it moment
here,
by
it's just know that everything's cool, man. Do your thing, and you can do so much good shit, dumb shit, but it's okay. It's all part of it.
Definitely.
I'm excited. I think it's gonna be wild. That kid's gonna grow up in a tattoo shop.
Yeah, I think it's beautiful. I think
thug life on him and her.
Anytime I talk to a new parent or soon to be parent, I like go off of like what I've learned. And for Logan, I would tell Logan if he listens to this is just to watch for cues. Watch out for cues with your girl, man. Watch out for depression. Watch out for when she's down. Watch out for frustration, because there's gonna be nights where your baby just does not want to stop crying. Yep. And you have to be in tune with, okay, now I need to say something or just make sure she knows I'm there. Not to say take over, just to be supportive. Because postpartum depression is a real thing, and your girl doesn't know how to really go through these emotions because it's their first time. It's everybody's first time, and it's something to where you just have to be in tune and try your best to be in tune. And I know that you have your own things that you're working on, but you have to realize that this child is both of your guys' life now. Like this is a real thing.
It's a big deal. It's such a big deal. It's such not, but it's such a big deal.
Well,
it really
it's
is.
easy though. It's
back,
easy. Like I don't want to like hype it up, but it's easy to be a good parent.
No, it is.
Just love.
But if you think about it, there's a lot to it. You're everybody's right. Like it's very complex.
Absolutely.
And all it truly is there's nobody knows. Yeah. And that's what creates all of it. It's all fun and it's all good.
All different.
It's like.
Well, and I feel lucky because like he kind of like Logan already is that person. Like even through like the random mood swings and stuff. Like there absolutely been times where I've snapped on him or like just kind of like really snapped for no reason, and he knows me so well and knows my mental health so well that he knows when it's the pregnancy and is like, okay, my love. Like,
see, that's more your generation. You guys, I think you guys communicate better. I think even from my age to your age and from your age to her age, it's a big difference. Like you guys are more open and talk. We're not like that. We weren't, right? And our parents, it's so cool.
Absolutely.
So I think you guys will be fine because you guys talk way more. And you're open about everything, and it's cool. It's cool to see that. It's safer anyway. You understand each other better.
Yeah, absolutely. And definitely, I think it makes a difference to have a safe space during your pregnancy, because there's times when I just need to cry and just be held. And like, if you ask me what's wrong, I have no fucking clue. And there's been times where I've been like that, not pregnant too. And so like, that's why like we both are very much wanting to make sure that as like far as postpartum goes, that we're keeping an eye on things. And like, honestly, if I can figure out, and some people may think I'm gross for this, I don't really give a fuck. But I'm really going to try a way to get my placenta preserved and put into capsules, because that is one of the biggest reasons why women have such a hard time recovering, is because all those nutrients and everything, we're not taking them like we used to thousands of years ago.
I haven't even heard of this.
Yeah, that's That's what the placenta is. Like how.
This is a new idea.
No.
It's a thing.
I fried mine up like a steak.
Did you?
No, I'm
for
just
real?
playing.
Oh, I was like, did you for real? I don't
playing.
want to do that, but like,
I'm down.
I could take it in capsules. You don't taste it, like it doesn't matter.
Obviously, you know something about it. So if it's a thing, fight for it. Do whatever you got to do to make it happen.
I just don't want to have to take it home myself and do it. I just want to see if there's like a service where it's like, will you take my placenta and turn it into a vitamin?
I'm sure there is. There has to be.
Gotta be.
We can throw it on the smoker.
We call Rhonda.
Bring it over.
That's a good idea.
Just throw it on the smoker. We'll make it a good flavor even.
Yeah, we'll try that.
Damn. Yeah, that's a lot of responsibility right there.
So that's a really fun ending note.
I'm about to Google this, and it's gonna mess up all my search history. Like,
yeah, you're gonna want to delete your browse history after that.
My girl's gonna check my history and be like, "What the fuck are you looking at for?"
Yeah, because I never have heard of that.
Who you got pregnant?
But look, the breast milk thing's a huge thing.
Yeah, that's true.
MMA guys, bodybuilder guys, it is a huge
for that
thing
shit.
for breast milk. So
absolutely,
I'm certain that's no
magic.
different.
Yeah.
I would imagine there's something to it. I'm sure the vitality is insanity. Look what it did for that child.
The placenta is what helps with the baby's development and feeds it all its nutrients. That's why Cade was a preemie, because they didn't know that mom's placenta stopped developing. So since it stopped, he was essentially starving. So when you have a healthy placenta and it has all those the vitamins and minerals and all this nutrients because that's what we used to do thousands of years ago. Like that was part of aftercare of childbirth. Like you cooked it and you ate it.
Damn.
Yeah, and women like that was back before technology and all this stuff, and
that's intense.
Women were able to, if it's in a capsule, like I would never eat liver, but I take liver capsules because of the amount of nutrients and stuffs in that. You know, I don't know. It's weird how pregnancy has made me open with stuff. Did you find anything?
Yeah, I did. And I'm just checking out this website, and it's like placenta smoothie add-on for $30.
Oh, God.
Oh, my gosh. I'm going to send you this link.
Holy shit. I had no idea that's a thing, man.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And I mean, whatever thing that I can do that's natural, that's going to help me recover quicker, like that's another reason why I want to try and do natural birth, because even though with...
try to do, or are you going to do?
You can't plan your birth. It's impossible. You can plan your birth, but what's going to happen?
I don't mean it like that. I mean, is that what?
That's what I want to do. The only reason why I will end up getting an epidural is if there's something wrong with baby and I have to for whatever reason. Because, I mean, like, as far as, like, if I have to go in and get a C-section, like, I have to get something. But, like... The only other way I would is if I'm in it and I'm genuinely in that much pain that I feel like I can't do it, but I don't really see that happening. I don't know.
How many did you do?
She had me natural.
Fucking gnarly, man.
That's why I'm kind of like,
can you imagine? Just, God, dude.
If I feel it, I feel like if I can get a water birth, then I can do it.
Are you going to do water birth?
That's the idea. Have to make sure,
that you can plan, though. Mm-hmm. Unless it's something crazy happens, right? So
and you just can't get epidurals with those. So
I wonder why they frown upon a water birth. Why that's not more of a thing?
It's expensive for one.
Really? They just do an inflatable tube fucking pool.
Depending on where you go, no. Oh. Depending on where you go, no. It can be more expensive, especially if you want to go like a legit water birthing center that's really nice. Like where I wanted to go, these bedrooms look like cottage bedrooms. They had the big jetted bathtub.
Oh, so it's bougie
there.
shit.
Like,
yeah, I'm about to say, you bougie.
Get to the hospital.
Do you think Medicaid's going to cover that? I'm not getting that. I can't do that. But yeah, there are certain hospitals where they have birthing tubs and things like that. But it would make sense because even like when I was having my miscarriage, that fetus was fully aborting itself on its own. So when I got in the bathtub, before I knew what was happening, the second I got in the bath and my belly was submerged, like most of the pain was gone. And the second I got out of the tub, was out of the water, it was back again.
Yeah,
so
the pressure helped.
Yeah, and like the fluids that. And I don't really know the whole ins and outs, but there's something to be said about baby from going fluid to fluid instead of fluid to air.
It's weird how we live in there for 9 months and we can breathe. Mm-hmm. And you're not breathing. It's cool. It's
not explained, right?
Dude,
like we still don't know why that's like how that even happens.
I mean, I'm sure I don't.
I know that
Maybe
all I know is that
know,
you're.
but I don't.
Yeah, we're just oxygenated through that umbilical cord. It's just
Through the
It truly is one of the. It's crazy. It is insanity to be able to do that. The whole process, that is just something else to think about it. And these poor women have.
That's what it is.
I can imagine what that does to you. If that's like, I have a bad day and I'm like, bitch, right? And I can just, like, moms are gnarly, man. There's a lot going on with you guys.
Yeah. Well, and I'm just in the beginning stages. Really quick, because I don't want us to look like fucking idiots. So it's not that they're breathing, like, inhaling air the way they do, like, once they're here. It's oxygen travels through my lungs, heart, vasculature, uterus, and placenta, and finally make its way through the umbilical cord and into the fetus.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And the second we come out, we know to take a big breath.
All of it is because of the umbilical cord and through the placenta. All of it.
The second that's cut, you automatically go. We know to what the fuck?
Weird.
Where does that come from? As gnarly.
Just random fact. Earlier this week, I was looking up who had the most kids, and it was like a Turkish or a Russian lady, and she had 69 kids.
No.
69.
Yeah.
That's an epic number to stop.
Are you
on the
fucking
way.
serious?
That's fucking ridiculous.
It was like, and she had like.
That's worse than the John and Kate +8 people.
Yeah.
I wonder if she's healthy.
And she in 67
when God wills it.
And they're probably all
lived.
natural and vodka only, like fucking Russia's vodka.
Pretty
man.
crazy.
That's
wow.
funny.
Okay, well, I could get lost in that rabbit hole for days.
No, I know.
I know, and
I'm
you gotta
supposed
go.
to be making. Well, I'm gonna chill for just a sec with Mom before we leave, I'm sure, and then I'm gonna be going to make posters, and then I'm going the fuck to sleep.
What's your socials? Do you want to blast your shit?
Yes, let's
Send
do
it.
that. So, as far as DJ stuff, you can find me on SoundCloud at CRYZTAL, CRYZTL. Keep in mind that I do have a link tree, so every single like social media platform you find me on, if my link tree is connected, you can connect to all of these other socials. I really just have to get the Sad Girl Hours. The Spotify is on there, but like the
it's
actual
on Spotify.
Instagram and stuff isn't on there. But yeah, so for the podcast, I am on Spotify. Sad Girl Hours. Sad Girl is one word. I know one of my coworkers, she was trying to find it, and she was like, wow, it looks like there's a lot of Sad Girl Hours podcasts. I was like, the fuck there is. I checked that shit. No, there's not. Like, at least not what I
They
saw.
won't let you take the name.
And it's because she did Sad Girl as 2 words, so it was coming up people's playlists, like a music playlist. And so once she fixed that, she was like, oh, I'm just kidding. You're right here. I was like, I was easy to find. So yeah, super easy to find.
Sad Girl, one word.
Yeah, Sad Girl, one word, Hours. And then we do have an Instagram now as well. Sad Girl Hours Podcast is the @ for that. You can find us on Twitter at Sad Girl Hours Pod. Obviously, we're just growing the social, so it's going to be a little barren for a little bit. But also, if you would like to be a guest on the show, I really enjoy having guests. I'm trying to talk Dre into coming on so I can give him a tarot reading live.
Shit, bro.
I'm there. Let's do it.
Why'd you say try and hit? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm here.
He said he was scared last time because he's been.
Well, you think you're going to fucking give him a fucking spell?
I'm scared that certain card's going to pull up, and I'm gonna be like, fuck.
That's my card. Oh, shit, I'm going to die now?
I didn't say death.
Want that? But yeah, and I
That'd be a cool
wanna
episode.
I thought it would be cool, especially because he was kind of piqued his interest with Shelby going on Hard Talks, and I think you'll really enjoy her episode on mine as well too.
I'm down. Let's just do it.
Yeah, let's do it.
And then yeah, I'm gonna have you guys on at some point because there's specific things I feel like would be fun to have you guys on to talk about. So if anybody wants to come on, you have something that you're passionate that you want to share, I would like to share the platform. So you can email into me at sadgirlhourspod@gmail.com.
How about the victim thing? Are you going to reaching out to these people if you've been victims of Is that the idea?
I mean,
Or you just take away?
it can be, absolutely. I mean, we will have an episode coming out soon where I go over the serial rapist that has been active in Utah for over 10 years. That was like that situation specifically is one of the big reasons I wanted to start the podcast as well. I knew this person personally. He has court tomorrow for breaking into a family home. So really hoping that he will be in jail by the time I record that. And if not, you guys will hear about that too. But yeah, if you are a victim, I like to start calling them survivors just because.
That's, bad word.
But it's okay. I do it too. I mean, it's
Definitely.
a thing. Yeah.
I feel that.
But still victims, but like you guys are survivors. So if you have something that you would like to share, absolutely reach out to me. Even if it's just anonymously something you guys want me to read on the show or you have feedback, please feel free to email me. I'm really excited because I do have one of this man's survivors coming on the podcast. She'll actually be here tomorrow. And she's going to talk about her experience because she was his very first victim when we were 15 years old, and he's now 25.
If he hasn't been accused of it, though, I wouldn't talk about it. I don't know.
Oh, he has by over 30 women.
He's been accused of all that? Oh, wow.
By over 30 women.
I'm excited to hear it.
A couple times. His charges for once he was an adult, you're not going to find sexual assault charges, but for breaking into homes, like that's what I'm saying. That's why I'm fighting so hard, because like getting someone charged with sexual assault is such a... You can have all these women giving you their story, and it's all the same MO, same patterns, same grooming, like grooming these women, like using festival tickets and money and all these things to get them to buy into him. It's disgusting. He's a predator. And that's again where like education needs to be brought in to be able to like notice these kinds of things, but also some laws got to change. Like something's got to change.
It starts with you, with awareness. You're doing it. You're doing it, man.
Yeah. So I'm excited to have Claudia on so she can talk about her stuff. And we aren't naming his name. That's why I haven't used his name. We're not naming his name on the podcast because there are active cases involved. But I think it's something that if nothing ever comes of it, like, people need to know that there's something going on. And we're hoping to get Fox 13 over at the protest tomorrow to kind of help with that too. So I talked with them, and we had quite a few emails sent in to let them know about the protest. So, all of those updates will be on.
Sounds like you got a lot coming. Did you say all your social stuff?
Yeah, I think I got all the social stuff.
Yeah, I think we got it. It'll be linked anyway. You can see it on there.
Absolutely. What I would love is something that you do and something that your dad does is you guys have cool little taglines at the end of your podcast. So how about we have you start yours, because I think it's beautiful. And then, Junior, you can give us
it is, by the way.
The regular 27th hour closing as well.
Okay, you got to go then.
Okay.
It's in the memory box. You got it.
I don't know exactly what I know the very ending, but basically I end my podcast with stay beautiful, stay beautiful. I'm going to say stay beautiful, stay amazing, and remember that there is always another day.
That's cool. And the only thing that matters in life is what we do with our own life. Love you all.